He was about to become a priest, but a mysterious boy saw something strange and stopped everything. 10 young men were about to be ordained as priests at St. Peter's Church, a momentous occasion that was about to take a strange turn. The church was filled with excitement as the men, all dressed in white robes, stood before the altar, ready to embark on their sacred journey. The bishop, a respected figure in the community, led the ceremony, offering prayers, blessings, and guiding the men through their vows. The atmosphere was solemn and reverent, and the congregation watched with admiration as the young men prepared to dedicate their lives to serving their faith. Yet, among the gathering, one figure stood apart, a mysterious boy who had been a fixture at St. Peter's Church for as long as anyone could remember. Always seen alone, he never spoke to anyone and quietly observed from the back of the church. His presence was both unsettling and captivating. Dressed in white with dark, long hair and a piercing gaze, the boy was an enigma. He often made cryptic statements that left parishioners puzzled, some believing he could foresee the future, others thinking him merely eccentric. His origins and true purpose remained unknown, but his presence seemed to suggest there were mysteries beyond human understanding. As the ordination ceremony continued, the boy stood at the entrance, his gaze fixed on one particular man in the line of priests. This man was younger than the others, with an unusual look in his eyes that the boy recognized from a past vision. Suddenly, just before the bishop made the pronouncement to ordain the men, the boy screamed, "Stop! He's going to pass away." His voice rang out, sharp and clear, cutting through the sacred silence of the church. The congregation froze in disbelief, turning to look at the boy. Some began to murmur, wondering if the church wardens should intervene. The bishop, initially taken aback, asked the boy to come forward and explain why he had made such an alarming statement. The boy insisted that he had seen a man in a white robe pass away. The bishop, puzzled, pointed out that all 10 men wore white robes, but the boy insisted one would pass away before the ceremony ended. Dismissing it as superstition, the bishop proceeded with the ceremony. However, the boy's serious demeanor led the bishop to pause and consult the elders. After an hour of debate, they decided to continue with increased security. As the bishop ordained each man, the tension grew. When the final priest was ordained, the congregation celebrated, relieved the prophecy hadn't come true. But moments later, Father Paul collapsed, clutching his chest, and despite efforts to revive him, he passed away instantly. The church was thrown into chaos after Father Paul's sudden demise, with no cause of his passing found despite medical efforts. 2 months later, an investigation revealed that Father Paul had been leading a double life as a smoker, gambler, and womanizer, betraying his vows. The boy's prophecy had exposed the hidden truths. As word spread of his prophetic abilities, fear turned to respect. The remaining priests vowed to lead righteous lives, and the church, now united, became closer as a community. The boy, the grandson of a blind elderly woman, continued to offer prophecies, leaving a lasting impact on the congregation.